Welcome to Downtime in the Apocalypse, a podcast where Ted talks and Kevin listens. I'm Ted.
And I'm Kevin.
Listeners, for reasons I'm not legally allowed to go into, the Foo Fighters are now on my shit list.
As they should be on everybody's because they're hiding Kurt Cobain.
Kevin doesn't believe me that
I
Kurt
don't believe
Cobain
you
is
at all.
alive
I don't
and
believe
lives
you
in
at all.
Massachusetts.
Ted, this is where one friend is the Loch Ness monster / conspiracy theorist, and that's you right now. You're the Alex
I have
Jones.
seen him.
You're the Alex Jones. I'm the Philip DeFranco of this conversation right now. All right.
I have seen Kurt Cobain.
I'm sure I've seen goblins too. I've seen a lot of things. We've all seen a lot, Ted. I agree. Sure. Put down the knife, and you'll be fine.
Regardless, of Kevin's lack of belief that Kurt Cobain is alive and lives in Mass, the Foo Fighters are still on my shit list.
Yeah, fair. I mean, if Kurt Cobain was alive, I would have cloned him by now, and then he would have wrote some bangers. Right?
That's fair, Kevin. Fair.
Yeah.
All you need is a bit of his DNA.
Yeah, just a little bit. Some spit, some other liquids I'm not comfortable talking about. Anything would work.
Yeah, really. Actually, those other liquids probably wouldn't work because those only have like half of his DNA each.
Oh, if I wanted to create like an offshoot though that has some of his talent.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to make a kit, that'd be easy. But also, you could just randomize other DNA.
Yes. Okay. How about like a Kurt Cobain that's albino?
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, I would like that. All right. What would you be thinking about then? Let's get away from Kurt Cobain wherever he isn't, which is he's definitely in the grave. But let's go talk instead about our weeks and such, Ted.
All right. So, Kevin, I actually have done something this week that I thought would be. It was fun for me, but I thought it would have a lot of impact on my girlfriend's nephew. I'm going to call him my nephew.
Yeah.
Who I've been seeing a lot of since his brother has passed, and his favorite person in the world is his uncle Ted. So I've been going over, and he liked watching me play Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. And I went, okay, I need to make sure there's always something for him to watch because if I'm doing this, he likes watching me fight a big thing or climb a mountain. So I've been like strategically playing and stopping whenever I reach a boss or anything.
Oh, okay.
So I can, like, if I beat a boss, then like I'll go home and all that day on my day off, I'll just play until I get to the finish all the puzzle of a divine beast, and then have the next one ready so you can watch me fight these things.
You're developing into a let's player kind of mentality there.
Yes,
Fred.
for one particular kid.
Yes, you have a very specialized audience.
Yes, and I realized something from a former student of mine who messaged me because he loves Zelda games and all forums, and he ever told me if I ever started playing Breath of the Wild to contact him.
Okay.
And I did, so me and him started talking.
Yeah.
And then he said, there is the prequel, which is just made by the same people as Dynasty Warriors, so it's one guy going through legions of enemies.
Yeah.
It sounds like this kid would love that. I went, oh my god, you're right. That sounds amazing. So I just downloaded it immediately so I wouldn't forget.
Nice. Okay.
And I'm playing the couch with the characters he likes. He likes Link. He doesn't really know him from anything else other than this, but he's started to get attached to him.
Yeah.
He knows who Zelda is, and kind of believes she's the mastermind of the whole thing or part of the prophecy, which Age of Calamity actually kind of goes through. Like it
kind of goes like it supports that headcanon.
Yeah, the fact that she's kind of the tech specialist and uses it to great combat ability.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm getting this, and I'm proud of myself because I'm like, okay, this is going to be fun with me and him. And then Katie sits on the couch and starts playing Minecraft, and he couldn't have give two shits about my game.
Just attention stolen immediately.
And like, legitimately, he was sad when she would play without him watching.
Okay.
He loves Minecraft that much. I'm like, I just spent $60 and I like was patting myself on the back on how much this kid would love this.
Oh my god, I mean, you gotta feel like Nintendo a little bit. Like, okay, we just spent $1 billion on this game. I'm sure children will love it. And okay, we'll put Minecraft Steve in Smash or whatever. Oh, no one's paying attention to this game, and everyone's looking at Minecraft Steve in Smash.
Right? I shouldn't be surprised. I know how much kids love Minecraft
Yeah.
and Terraria for that matter. I had you played Terraria before, yes or no?
Yes, I have played
Okay,
Terraria.
I
Yeah.
had that installed on the school's Xbox
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah.
as kind of a refreshing break from Minecraft, and it became. I mean, it's just like, oh god, everyone loves and hates Minecraft because they just play nothing nonstop,
Right.
and then
Right.
it's okay. It's Minecraft, but quicker with more bosses.
Oh, yeah. Sort of like a little palate cleanser there. Just a little
Yeah, it
different.
became very popular very quickly.
That's sort of like if you like ever talk to anybody that likes like wine a lot.
Mhm.
Yeah. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna switch off from like a red to like a rosé and just like go from there. It's still wine,
Yeah,
but
no,
yeah.
it's still a crafting game, but out of the two, I definitely prefer Terraria.
I'm not gonna say anything that's too actually screw it. I hate Minecraft. Uh
Yeah, okay, Kevin, I'm gonna tell you about Minecraft.
okay.
All right,
It's my favorite Hitler book.
that's Mein Kampf.
Oh, sorry. I thought you made Minecraft.
No, all right,
Minecraft. Oh.
all right. So I played Minecraft when it was in beta.
Yeah.
I just happened to have friends, and I went, okay, that liked, I should say,
Yeah.
and I'm like, okay, this is fine. And then like crafting elements started leaking into other genres,
Right.
and this was another time in my life where I said oh, I can't wait for this fad to die, along with pumpkin spice.
It never dies. Just like it's like a I don't know. It's like a lich that you can't find the phylactery
It's
for.
seriously, there are certain things in my life where I definitely go, I can't wait for this to be over, and they're
Yeah.
just there forever.
Yeah. Just persists.
And crafting elements in games are definitely one of them.
I mean, you still like that in Legend of Zelda though?
No,
Okay. Yeah.
actually, my main complaints were like,
Or were the crafting elements along with the horses.
yeah, yeah, really, I mean, I get some satisfaction out of cooking,
Right,
but
right.
also, frankly, at this point, it's just match this word with this, and it's fine, and then just to see what gets improved when I add salt.
Well, yeah, it's a
Also, that they do crafting way better than Minecraft because there's a funny little animation and a
Oh,
nice little
okay.
sound, and if you
Yeah.
screw it up, you still get something that has some benefit.
Okay, you're right. Yeah.
Zelda does crafting way better than Minecraft does.
And when that's the main feature of your game, well, that's a
Yeah.
problem.
Speaking of the exact opposite of it is Animal Crossing, which I feel got ruined by the DUI stuff.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Because oh my god, I hate the fact that everything you get is instruction manuals in Animal Crossing now.
Yeah. Yeah. That sucks. Honestly, it sucks.
Yeah. Oh, the other thing is like how tools break.
Yeah, that's another big thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember getting the golden axe very early on because it was just in the newest one. Someone told me it's like, oh, you just have to break 50. I'm like, oh, that's easy, and I just went on a breaking spree. And then I got this axe. I'm like, finally, and then it breaks after a while. I'm like, this is bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah. Just feel everything just lose
I
every.
went through a lot of effort to get this on purpose.
Yeah. And it's broken now, so here we are.
Look, if I want things that are important to me to break, I won't play games.
Yeah. Yeah. If there's something you want from a game, it's not to just. This is like the biggest thing with not having your save file just erased or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like there's such a depressing feeling of progress being lost.
yeah. Which reminds me, I did beat Mega Man Battle Network 3 now.
Oh, okay. How was the ending? Was it aliens?
Kind of.
Kind of
It's a
aliens?
long story.
Okay.
It got way harder than I even remembered it being. I basically had to go on game FAQs and find decades old information,
To sort of like support you
and
there.
not
Yeah.
even like on where to do. I figured out where darkness falls. It was actually stupidly simple.
Okay.
It was literally at one point there's a pit trap in a tournament you're in, so if you lose, you fall.
Oh, we're dark. Well, that doesn't even make sense. Like with like in terms of word logic.
Yeah, but it's the only thing where
Would
falling matters.
Yeah. Okay. Fair, I guess. But dark. Okay.
Yeah, but basically, I had to. You can through like this weird system, you can fill up a grid of different size blocks for programs,
Oh yeah.
and there are ways to compress those,
Oh
and you
okay.
can like do all these missions, get the codes and everything, or you can just look them up.
Yeah. Oh, there's that too. Yeah.
And I just looked them all up,
Instead of doing the missions and everything.
and suddenly I had 3 times the hit points and 3 times the damage. And honest to God, I still barely beat the stupid thing.
Okay.
Uh,
I'm glad you did beat it, though. That's nice, at least.
yeah. All right, Kev, what have you done this week?
Okay. I'm still on my quest to beat that goddamn freaking stupid bug who is eluding me to no end. Hollow Knight is a great game. I love it. Zod can rot in the deepest part of hell. Um, Other than that, I have also been just going like buying some things more recently. And this is going to be exciting for us to try next week when it eventually comes in. But I've got two things. One thing is the world's hottest chocolate.
Ooh.
Second thing is Satan's toe, which is a sucker, cinnamon sucker.
Uh,
Yeah. So,
uh.
two of the spiciest things I could buy, just mainly because that spicy chip never came in.
Fair.
So I thought that would be an interesting little thing to try on the podcast
All right, Kevin.
and try to do a podcast while that's going on.
Deal. I
Yeah.
mean, there is a YouTube video of me trying. Actually, not on Facebook. There's a video of me
Okay.
trying like the hottest hot sauce in Boston.
Yeah, and me on MySpace as well. I also have me trying the hottest hot sauce.
Oh God, I forgot that existed. I never really had a MySpace. My cousin made me one at one point,
Okay,
but I
right.
refused to have any personal information on it, so it's just a picture of Gandalf.
Yeah, and I could tell that's you.
If you knew who I was, you could have probably guessed it was me.
I could break that down, yeah. Could rework that back to you.
But it was never mine. It was something made for me.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I
So
never like there
no
was
personal
there
attachment.
was one night where he went through it, like we customized it, and then I just kind of ignored it. Mostly because my parents said no, I'm gonna have a MySpace,
Yeah, that's fair.
and at the time I just like okay, fine.
Yeah.
It's like at one point I think my cousin was like, no, I don't. It's like, what about this thing? It's like, yeah, Michael made that for me. Note the lack of any activity for 4 months. I've been on that thing
Please note this.
Here, you want me to? Okay, let's see if I remember the password. All right, see the chat thing? I'm literally asking a friend of mine what the homework was.
Yeah, not too much commitment there.
No, there was basically none. Actually, nowadays my MySpace went back to what it was supposed to be.
Oh, what's that?
It's a great place to put your music up
Oh,
if you're like composing music or in a band.
right. It's turned into more of like that niche kind of market.
Which was originally what it was supposed to be.
Mm.
It's kind of interesting that now it is what it was supposed to be.
Can you think like of the kind of like reverse kind of happening here, where MySpace and Facebook kind of swap lives a little bit? Like you have like instead of Facebook doing the Oculus, you have like MySpace doing like I don't know the Genesis Mark II and virtual reality or like augmented reality video
There's
game.
definitely a timeline where that happens.
Yeah, like that weird kind of like split between
Yeah,
like
it's
reality
not that
here.
far off either.
Yeah, exactly. So, other than that, just been playing some video games, Hollow Knight mainly, and the other kind of being Tetris 99. Yep, been hearing that a lot. Have you ever played Tetris 99?
I have it on my Switch.
Yeah, I love that game. It's one of my favorite battle royales. Because I mean, one thing we were talking about earlier is like pumpkin spice and everything else. I also hate battle royales.
I've not played many.
Yeah, I'm biggest one I play is like Fortnite. There's like a billion clones.
I've never played any of them.
Okay, so
I've had my my students play a version of it when I was running Pugmire for them. I had them go into a virtual training center called PUBG.
okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I like that.
I was very proud of that. I was really proud of PUBG.
PUBG is good. I like that name a lot. That's
The
really
worst part
good,
is
Ted.
it was inspired by a coworker who got Pugmire's name wrong and occasionally called it that.
Oh, like called it PUBG.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm gonna do that now. I can't not. You said it once. I'm like, no, we're doing it. PUBG.
Oh God, that reminds me. We should get back into doing D&D. We haven't done that in a while.
Yeah, well, I think our DM's kind of quit.
Yeah, basically. But I wouldn't mind DMing again. And well,
Nor would I actually. I kind of
Yeah.
want to run Fate Accelerated.
Oh, that would be fun. I think that would be a good time. I was thinking that, or doing a kind of Ghostbuster squad.
We'd have to, Kevin. Before we do that, we have to watch Ghostbusters.
That's true. Okay, you're right. You're right. I'm putting the is it horse before the cart?
Cart before the horse.
Cart before
The
the horse.
horse is
Sorry.
supposed to go before.
Yeah, horse is supposed. You're right. Okay, so you don't just buy a cart and just hope for the best.
Yeah.
Unless it's like a one of those like
Rickshaws.
rickshaws. Yeah. Then you can buy the rickshaw and you'll be fine.
Rickshaws confuse me as a concept.
Where like just a man is running you around. Where just like a dude is like you have to see a dude's sweaty back as you like walk, as you ride into a cart.
Right, like so. I used
It's
to
better if it's a horse.
yeah, or I used to date a woman who lived in Newport,
Okay, right.
and then just the town on the island of Newport, right outside of it. So I was down in downtown Newport a lot, and there's these people that have these bicycle rickshaw things, but Newport passed a law where they can't like have a meter,
Oh,
so
okay.
it's all tip based,
Oh,
which is the worst thing ever.
yeah, I could see that. Yeah, that's weird. Okay.
Yes, and I never once used one because, like, yes, I'm going to hire someone to lug my fat ass around this town that I can walk with my eyes closed.
Do you think like the rickshaw guy kind of like looks at the customers and goes like, "Oh no, this dude, no, he's gonna be so heavy."
I think they just see dollar signs.
Oh, like walking dollar signs,
Yeah. Also,
like walking piggy banks.
yeah, like I feel like they probably get more money now that there's tips only.
Yeah, like people
Yeah.
compensate for that.
Though weirdly enough, I want to say all or nearly all actually rent their bikes from a company that's local,
Okay.
and it's who have made the best commitment ever because that's just an amazing business.
Yeah,
And
smart.
I don't understand. It's like, yeah, I get my workout and make some money,
Yeah, you know what? Smart. Very, very
but
smart.
I have never been that lazy.
No, and I don't imagine I'll ever be that lazy either to
No,
do that.
I could not imagine a scenario where it's like that without like I hurt my leg.
Yeah, or your feet are swollen from some weird disease you get in Germany.
Yeah, like not bad enough to like go to the hospital, but bad enough where I don't want to walk.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
Maybe if I'm very drunk.
Or you have the gout.
Yeah.
That could always happen, Ted.
All right, Kevin. Let's go talk about rations now. What
Okay.
have you had this week?
All right. So I've been on like a little bit of like a Nashville kick. So quite
Not a bad kick.
no, I love that kick, but quite recently I went to one of my favorite places to go, which is called Peppercorns. I love going to that place.
Now, Kevin.
Yeah.
I've been to Peppercorns with you a few times,
Yes.
and all the bartenders knew who you were by name.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to say that's a bad thing because at one point, when I needed a place to stay, a bartender at a bar frequency just offered his house immediately because
No.
we're such good friends.
They're good people.
Yeah. Kevin and I have deeply considered going to bartending school a few times.
I've also considered that just because I know
Didn't
so
we
many.
have a conversation about going to bartending school?
Yes, we did way back then. Yeah, it was. I think still during college, but yeah, we had to talk about that and just doing that.
Isn't there one next to your
There
studio?
used to be. There used to be. They moved out.
That sucks.
Yeah. No, but
That would have been so convenient.
that would have been very convenient. Really. I could just like walk from my room to over to their
Man,
place.
if they had morning bartending classes, both of us could go without an issue.
Yeah, actually, yeah, definitely. That would be actually kind of very pleasant. But going from that, so went there, had a very nice Nashville chicken sandwich, which had like sriracha honey on top of like the Nashville chicken with like pickles and like a bunch of other stuff that I love. And then one thing that one of the bartenders turned me on to, which I love a lot, is tequila. So one of the things that he turned me on to especially was an old fashioned tequila.
Ooh.
So tobacco bitters, right? You have like a smoky kind of like tequila, and then you have like a bunch of kind of smoky flavors along with that. Freaking loved it. Then he tells me that, oh yeah, no one loves it, so we're gonna get rid of it in like 2 weeks. It's like,
Oh, that's
yeah,
oh okay.
yeah,
So when I was in Belgium, I frequented a place called the Metaphor,
mm-hmm.
and I knew the bartender, and he basically never charged me. And I don't think anyone would ever have given shit about this, especially because the type of beer I drank
Okay.
was a beer that the Flemish made fun of me for drinking because, and I quote, "That's not a beer for drinking. That's a beer for cooking."
Okay. What was the beer?
Rodenbach Grand Cru.
Okay.
It is a Flemish red ale. It's particularly
Ah.
a sour,
Yeah.
and it is possibly the best thing on earth,
Okay.
with the exception of their vintage version, which I've had 3 bottles of in my life.
Wow. All right.
2 in Belgium, 1 in the United States.
Okay. I definitely have to try this out. All right.
It is my favorite beer by far, and Flemish people made fun of me for it. But
Yeah.
they no one
Yeah.
liked it so much, but they, just because of their distributor, had it on tap,
Okay. Right. So yeah.
or they had like so many bottles at one point.
Right.
So
Right.
it's like, this is taking up space.
Yeah. No one drinks this. So
Yeah.
just,
Also,
yeah.
they have a different system there. Tipping isn't really a thing outside the United States,
Right.
but you still want the charismatic, really helpful, and motivated bartender.
Right.
So they get commission.
Oh, that's smart. That's
Yeah.
very smart. Okay.
Which should be what we substitute chipping with in this country.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. I could see that working out a lot better. All right. That's pretty good. Smart.
Yeah. All right. So you enjoyed that then?
Yeah, I enjoyed that a lot. Along with another tequila drink that he made me. This dude is wicked into tequila. But
Not a
one,
bad thing.
no, not a bad thing at all. Like tequila, I love it. But to go from there, one to talk about like people kind of like giving you drinks at like a bar that no one else will want to drink. Me and my brother used to go there quite a bit, and we when we sat like at the bar and everything, we always used to get like a stout and like something else like that,
Yeah.
something dark. And we got this one stout that was so bad. It was like one of the worst stouts we've ever had. It was like called something K or some sort of like snake s kind of thing, right? And it tasted like blueberry, kind of sickly sweet stout. It was so bad.
Honestly, that sounds like it's up my alley. So
Yeah, it was so bad, Ted. Like you could have like one of these, and it was like, oh, okay, done. But then we just kept on coming there, and no one else drank them, so he just kept on giving it to us. Like, hey, Kevin, here you go. And, damn it.
uh, not so at the same bar, different bartender. Normally, you had Peter John, just went by PJ by all these American friends.
Yeah.
But there was a couple other bartenders I got to know. One guy just played a lot of Magic and board games, so clearly I didn't know that till like 6 months, or not 6 months, like 8 months into my stay there.
Yeah, yeah.
Which it was like, oh god, we could have been so much closer. And this other guy who was kind of a like German enthusiast,
Right. Okay.
in the best and worst ways.
Okay.
He had a lot of not like he actually asked me if I would be willing to ship a bunch of stuff to him, because like I run customs. Like, I don't want that much Nazi stuff ever put to my house, man. I know you do want it for replica purposes,
Right.
but I will get put
But
on watch list. And not,
yeah.
it's like legitimately, it's like, I know what you want them for.
Right.
I do not want to be associated with this.
Fair. Okay.
Uh
That's uncomfortable. All right.
yeah, you can understand. But at one point, his name's Jens. He was like I said. I understand his meanings of it. You know, he
Right.
was like, he collected like everything from World War II, but and World War One and pre that. You know,
Right. Right.
he
It's not
was
like he's putting it on like a shrine or something.
no,
No.
no, no. He was a collector of all this stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
And made a decent amount of money buying and selling it.
Yeah.
But at one point, I just sit down at the bar in the morning. It was like one of the first months I was there. It's like I wasn't a regular at this point, and hadn't
Right.
reached the point where I don't get charged.
Yeah.
But this was the first day I did it, and it wasn't the normal bartender who did it. He just looks at me and goes, "Ted, I'm getting you drunk today."
That's a great thing a bartender is just to welcome you with. I love that.
Now, here's the problem, though. I went there on Sunday. Most things in Belgium are not open on Sundays.
Oh.
Bars
Okay.
are. I went there for coffee. It was morning.
Oh. All right. I see.
I left that place stumbling.
So Ted, we talked about what I had
Yeah.
for refreshments and food and whatever.
So,
Please.
here's things I've had.
Okay.
So, two things kind of aligned, and it made me try this.
Okay. The stars aligned here in this
Yeah,
certain order.
well, I recently re-listened to Dune.
Okay.
Listened to Dune. I've read it when I was a teenager,
Right.
and I've listened to the audiobook, and it held up amazing. If anything, it's better.
With the audiobook version.
Yes, but there's one thing that was interesting. They kept mentioning spice coffee. There's
Oh
a particular
yeah.
spice in Dune, the melange, that expands consciousness as a drug. It's very important to the story.
Gives everyone blue eyes, or is that
It's
the?
blue eyes, but that takes a while.
Okay, takes a lot of exposure to it.
Yes, over a period of time, or a condensed version. And
Ah.
that can be lethal, especially to men.
Oh, okay. Right, right. This is all flooding back in from Dune. Yeah.
Yeah, I've also read some of the spin-off books, like two of which were written by the author and the rest were written by his son,
Oh, okay.
and they're of wildly varying qualities.
So can I guess, like, is the son better?
No, but
No.
also the father, his last one was not good either.
Okay.
And the son, like, he wrote a ton,
Right.
and some of them are very good, but
Yeah.
they're just very different.
Oh, okay. So not like in, yeah, the same kind of
Like
style.
they wrote prequels for like that happened several thousand years earlier,
Right.
and they're to explain very specific elements of the Dune universe,
Oh, okay.
like why everyone's afraid of computers and all this jazz.
Right, right.
And if you take it as that, it's very good. But comparing it to the original Dune, they're kind of lackluster.
Oh, okay. Fair.
But if you're just taking them as, all right, this is just lore expansion with a story behind it and just kind of go along with the ride, they're still pretty good.
Okay. Understood.
So I was listening to that, and they have particular flavors of the spice melange and everything they keep bringing up. And then I had one of these days that I occasionally have and I hate, where coffee tastes weird.
Okay.
This
Right.
happens to me about once a month, where just coffee tastes off.
Right. Like has some like weird kind of flavor to it or taste.
Yes, and I remember Dune talking about how their spice coffee kind of has a cinnamon taste.
Right.
I went, you know, screw it. And I just went to my spice cabinet and poured some cinnamon into my coffee. And Kevin, I've been doing this daily since.
Nice. Okay.
I've just been putting not cinnamon flavor or extract or anything, just pure cinnamon into my coffee. Nothing but cinnamon and black coffee.
It's interesting. Okay. Huh. And it does it matter like the flavor of coffee or just like you put cinnamon in regardless?
I only drink flavored coffee at work, and I
Oh.
do not bring my cinnamon to work.
Oh, okay. uh
I don't carry around
ci-
spices, and even then at work, we don't have many like creams and sugars available sometimes,
right, right.
and I buy K cups, and it's basically my contribution to work. Where if anyone really needs a coffee, I've just said if you ever need a coffee, like really need a coffee,
Yeah.
just grab one from my locker.
Right.
Like if everyone grabs a coffee a day, five of you that really need it,
Yeah.
I don't mind. I'm willing to bear that expense to just kind of help everyone through the day. We're all in this together.
Right.
It's a very particular field, and frankly, I benefit from having everyone at top performance.
Right, right. Instead of something like Dragon or
Yeah,
like
especially if they're running the shift. I really want them to be at peak efficiency,
fair, very fair. I agree.
so I don't really mind this. And people way prefer flavored coffee, as do I, especially when it's Keurig coffee. I find that Keurig
Yeah.
coffee is
That's
often way worse.
that's an important thing as well. Yeah.
It You need a flavored Keurig coffee.
Yeah.
If you have a proper drip coffee, or even better, like a French press or espresso,
Yeah.
you can have real coffee. If you have a Keurig, there's some sort of plasticky taste unless you have some flavor.
Yeah, you need to mask that as best
Yeah,
you can. As best you can.
yeah. So that's the main thing I've drank. As for food, avocado toast.
Now, Ted, this is only fueling your hipster liciousness.
Yeah. Do you want the full backstory of this?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
It's your week.
well, no, it was sort of like,
Your ration, I mean.
yeah, it's my ration. So, as I've mentioned before, my girlfriend Katie has had to go off gluten.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember this.
So we were talking about gluten-free meals,
Right.
and my mother said, "Hey, I know Hannaford has really good gluten-free bread,
Mm.
and if you get this, this, and this, I'll whip you up some avocado toast, and I'll spice it good, and she'll love it."
Yeah.
And I went, "That sounds great." So I went down, got way too many avocados.
A plethora of avocados.
I wasn't sure how soft you needed them to be. It's been a
Oh,
while
okay.
since I've had avocados.
Yeah, no, that's yeah, yeah. I wouldn't know either. Yeah.
So, and also I think the preference is different. Like I taste things a little bit different than most people, and way different than my family.
Right, right.
So, what I think is a good avocado, which is a little give,
Yeah.
might be super unripe for them.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So you have to have that variety of
Yeah.
like.
So I got way too many.
Okay.
But she made it, and she like got three different seasonings out and mixed it with lime juice and really like good it up.
Nice,
So we had
nice.
like this premium avocado toast.
Yeah, that works out well. Speaking of lime juice and everything, we had margaritas while we were watching our fantastic movie.
Yes, and they were quite good.
All right. One thing I've been having as well that I forgot to mention is I mentioned this before, but Amish wedding pickled garlic, which I love that stuff.
Mm,
That's great.
pickled garlic's the best.
It really is. It truly is. But that also got me thinking like, oh, I love jalapenos, right? So go into that. I went to Amazon and I looked up just like jalapenos and see what they like popped up with. One of the things was candied jalapenos.
Ooh.
So that's what we had inside our margaritas, by the
Oh,
way.
that's what those were.
Yeah. So just like sugary, kind of like delicious.
They were very good. The
Yeah.
margaritas Kevin made were very good.
Yeah. And it's I love having that just on like food and stuff, especially food that I dislike, like broccoli.
You
I
don't like broccoli?
I hate broccoli.
Oh.
I not well. It's gotten easier now, especially since I've been eating it a lot more. But
Yep.
I do not prefer broccoli. If I could have any other vegetable, I would prefer that, except for like Brussels sprouts, which I also don't like.
You don't like Brussels sprouts?
I hate the smell. I just really don't like the smell. Like the smell like turns me off.
Those are probably my favorite vegetables.
Brussels sprouts?
Yeah, okay. Both of them, you need them roasted or air fried, and they're way
Okay.
better.
Okay.
Now, broccoli I actually prefer raw and then cooked in specific ways.
Well, I prefer that. I prefer most vegetables raw. Like
Yeah.
if you're giving me like a carrot,
Yeah, this actually came up today with a student where he was complaining about the carrots he was being served being cooked, and like there was one staff member that was like, "It's like, oh, you're so picky," and he's way picky and just likes complaining.
yeah.
But then I was like, I have to shut up because like I agree with you, kid.
Don't like cooked carrots either.
Oh no,
Yeah.
they're I don't. I'm not gonna say I don't like them. They've
Right.
grown on me with the years.
Yeah.
I would prefer if they were raw.
No, same here. It's I personally I think the best kind of carrot is a raw carrot,
Yeah,
and then you get that crunch. You
but
get
yeah.
like that.
Oh man, if you get the proper like crisp Brussels sprouts or broccoli grilled Old Bay seasoning is amazing.
All right, I'll have to try it out.
Not
Maybe
you
that's
can't put it in
melt
an
my
oven.
heart.
You need the flavors to kind of get rid of dehydrate them more.
Right. Okay. I see what you're saying. I mean, I my biggest thing is I don't like broccoli soup.
Oh, broccoli soup's disgusting. No, that's fine, Kevin.
Yeah, and I hate the smell. Like the biggest thing with me, like with like a lot of food, if like the smell it gives off is something I just don't like.
Mm-hmm.
Base wise, I just don't like. And I freaking like garlic, and that doesn't smell very pleasant, depending on some people who you
Hard
ask.
disagree, Kevin. I love garlic.
Depends on who you ask. Like people don't like the smell of garlic.
Yeah,
usually.
I understand. Like, I think I mentioned like when I was on the garlic and kimchi diet, I was surprised anyone hung out with me.
That's what I mean. Like I love kimchi, I love garlic, I love those kind of like kind of hits you in the face a little bit. I just don't like the smell
Yeah.
of broccoli or smell of like cheddar broccoli or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, part of me just like real. I don't know. I feel like there are kind of Dunkin' Empire flavors, like the really. I mean, I said this before. Dunkin' Empire does not do the stab in the back. We do the mailed fist to the face.
Yeah, you definitely
honorable,
said that
brutal.
before. Yeah.
And I feel like my flavor profiles are very much that.
Yeah, in line with that kind of mentality.
Yeah, it's like, no, just give me the spice, give me the hit the face. If I'm drinking something, I want it to be a stout beer or vodka.
Okay. I can dig that. I can dig that.
Yeah, there's the
yeah.
Dunkin' way.
The
It's
Dunkin'
direct. It's not the Starbucks way where it's fancy and let me put this fast. No, we want a quality coffee. God damn it!
No, we don't need some highfalutin make you feel good about buying it kind of thing here. We just want a coffee that hits you in the face and wakes you up. That's all we want.
Yeah, that's it. That's
Yeah.
it. There's no everything else is just fancy dressing and bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. Take your pumpkin spice and get the hell out of here.
Yeah. On a similar note, a listener of ours from Australia
Oh, nice.
has recently
Aussie.
um messaged me about his hatred for Starbucks, and I have to now send him Dunkin' Donuts coffee.
Very
And
nice.
the Empire will spread.
The Empire will spread its roots into Australia, which I'm glad they created that giant river down the middle of it to kind of like separate and hydrate the middle area to
Okay,
make it more
look.
livable.
Canals in the 1800s, early 1900s were considered the height of civilization.
Yeah.
And I'm glad it finally made it to Australia.
I know. They finally that colony of criminals has something to brag about.
Yeah, canal capital of the world, Australia.
Yeah, the biggest canal in the world.
And the most density of canals. Really, they just made a lot of canals.
Yeah, you know what? I dig it.
Yeah.
I dig it.
Which is especially good given the apocalypse and how many of their already deadly creatures are now way deadlier than anything I have to deal with.
Well, I mean, that is where you got the mutation of spider slash French bulldog from. So I have to thank Australia for that.
I think you guys can't see it, but Kevin is currently flipping off Australia.
Yeah, yeah. You can go. Damn you and your canals,
Yeah.
Australia.
The canals of Australia and the canals of Mars. Two things Kevin's really against.
Yeah, both of you can go straight to hell. So
I'm sorry, Murray.
I'm not. So go back to your show on prime time. All right. Yeah, Murray.
Oh,
Maury. That's what I
that's
meant.
Maury.
Yeah, well, close enough. Um,
Was it? No, I'm thinking. I just thought of Louis.
oh, Louis. Yeah, yeah, okay. Um, let's talk less about comedians who do terrible things.
And talk more about strange mutants like your bulldog. So, Kevin had us watch a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie. Now, I
Arguably the best one.
yeah. Now he had me pick one, two, or three,
Yeah,
and swore off any responsibility with how bad they were.
yeah,
And I kind of concocted a scheme and went, "Oh, I'll pick one."
yeah.
And apparently, this is arguably the best one. I don't know how. I'm not saying the movie was bad, but I'm sad this might be the best.
Okay. So here's a couple things I'll say. Um, in the first one, there's a lot of dated jokes and references that don't really hold up at all. In the second one, that is even more so. In the third one, that is even more so. It gets even worse
Which
in the
is
third
interesting
one.
because it's closer to modern day as it
It
goes on.
Oh, Ted, it gets so much worse. You thought the fighting in the first one was bad. Let me tell you about the third one.
I didn't think the fighting was bad. I
Oh,
asked
okay,
you to judge it.
I
I
did.
can't tell how good martial arts are.
I think like okay. Here's my thing, Ted. Like you're not a chef, but you can judge like how like a bad meal compared to a good meal
Okay, yes.
looks.
I mean, I could have told you overly flashy about the martial arts.
Yeah.
I could have told you that without any hesitation. Whether or not that means they were not functional is a different question.
Oh no no. Every movie martial arts is not functional.
Well,
No, it's all it. If you were to have just like pure functionality in like a film, then it would just be like over in 5 seconds, and you would have no choreography and no like style and no like visual representation to it.
I feel like this like really old Japanese movies kind of do that.
I mean,
I mean, like
yeah,
the ones with like the hour and a half build up to a 3 second scene.
yeah, that's what I mean. That's you, and
Yeah, but early Japanese cinema will also just have a guy walking for 10 minutes without dialogue.
well, that's the the cons and pros of Japanese cinema.
This is early Japanese cinema. I kind of
Yeah,
went the opposite way with anime.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
Actually, yeah, it's kind of interesting the exact 180 that did.
Yeah, I don't know if that's like a cultural response to that or something. I mean, but
That's
like,
a man. Someone write a master's thesis on that. That's an interesting paper I would read.
yeah, I would also read that. But going from that,
So, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, heroes in a half shell, turtle power. And here's the thing
I
about
don't know if Kevin made that up or what.
I do not possess the I do, but it's from the TV show.
Okay, so I have to say this. This is the first bit of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle visual media
Yeah,
or screen-based media, I guess would be a better way of saying it, that I've ever consumed.
cinema.
Cinema, but also I've never seen the television show or the cartoons,
Yeah,
which is almost impressive. I don't know how I
how
avoided.
I mean they're like everywhere.
I
Yeah.
legitimately like. It's not even something I went. There was a few cartoons as a kid, had this weird repulsion to. I
Okay.
did not like Ren and Stimpy, for example.
How about Real Monsters?
Yeah, that was another one I just did not like.
How about Rugrats?
I love Rugrats.
Okay.
I loved Invader Zim.
Um.
I love the
Okay.
Grim Adventures of Billy Man. Like there's an invisible line which I do not understand that I did not like.
All right, and one of those things would be Teenage Mutant Ninja
No,
Turtles.
this is just I don't know why I didn't watch this. This was
Oh,
just
okay.
something that it wasn't the part of the line or anything. It was just nope, that was just never on. Or there was always something I'd rather watch over it. Like
Right, right.
it was not intentional, just happened.
the stars did not align for you to watch that.
The fault was in the stars,
The
not in
fault was
me.
in the stars. You're right. Okay, the fault in our stars. But let me ask you a really quick thing. Have you seen Foster's Home for Imaginary Kids?
Yes,
Okay,
imaginary friends.
Imaginary
It's not
Friends.
for the
Sorry.
kids.
I mean, that would be a good twist.
That would be a good twist.
Like Mag isn't real. So I remember watching Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, and one time they made like a joke about Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, and it was just like they see it on like the television, right? Like Billy and Mandy, and then it just like is just like all those characters from that TV show going like blah 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 blah, and just like doing nothing and nonsense, and then it just like explode, and then Billy or Mandy says like, "Oh, that show sucked."
That's amazing.
Like I love that. I love
Yeah.
like that crapping on other TV shows within a TV show.
Yeah. So interesting enough, Foster Home for Imaginary Friends was like the first time I ever thought, I'm too old for cartoons. Like there was a distinct moment. I don't remember what episode I was watching. I just went, huh. I have now matured past the point where this is I'm the ideal audience for this.
I'm kind of wondering is I I would think for me that was Yu-Gi-Oh GX.
Which one was GX?
GX was the one where they're on and they're okay.
Was that the Dueling Academy one?
That's the Dueling Academy, yes.
Okay, so that one I watched, but it was only in the morning,
Yeah.
and I enjoyed it, but it was kind of as a like I knew it was stupid.
Do you remember the Arnold Schwarzenegger elephant?
No, not at all.
Okay, I have to show you that later.
I'd be
But
okay with like I remember watching it and going like, "This is stupid," but I like it.
yeah, yeah, okay.
It was
I,
sort of like the first time I almost ironically enjoyed something. That's the wrong. I don't think ironic enjoyment's a thing. That's the wrong word for that type of enjoyment.
okay, what would be a better word for
I
that?
don't know, Kevin. I
Like
really don't.
passive enjoyment?
No, it's not ironic because like, oh, I shouldn't like this. Like, I really like watching Christian movies because I think they're hilariously bad. I
Okay.
like watching bad movies in general in that way.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. I see what you're
And
saying.
people would say, "Oh, you're watching it ironically." It's like, no, I'm watching a train wreck.
Okay. Yeah, I just can't look away. All right.
I'm watching, a, I know like there's a woman I know who really enjoys watching videos of toddlers falling down, and I think it's sort of a similar effect where it's like, no, this is an accident, and it's just too funny.
If that doesn't get you on a watch list, I don't know what will.
Yeah. Fun fact: there's a ton of videos of toddler falling down on YouTube.
uh,
This is apparently a market that I.
hashtag we love YouTube. Thank you,
Hey
YouTube.
man, if you ever like, I'm always surprised like how many niches there are on YouTube that are giant
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
that I'm just like never like look at. Like I know music's like 50% of YouTube and everything, so like ignoring that. And I'm geeky enough to know that Let's Plays are a thing.
Yeah, they're huge. Yeah.
But I don't remember how, but at one point I was just exposed to the wildly popular world of makeup tutorials.
Oh, that's another big one. Yeah.
I did not know. Like even today, I was watching like a weird one, like just a niche that I did not know existed,
Yeah.
and it was a YouTube channel called Ask a Mortician,
Okay. All right.
and it's about this woman who's a mortician just going through and like it, like going through like different funeral practices and like the weirdest story she had as a mortician, and she had like 2 million views on all her videos.
I mean, that's more interesting than not.
Yeah,
So, I mean, that's more interesting than a Minecraft Let's Play.
yeah, I can't. Let's Plays. I do not like Let's Plays as a format most of the time. I especially while watching them. Like Kevin here's on Let's Plays occasionally,
Yeah.
and
Well,
I
yeah.
do not know what to do in the chat. I just make fun of Kevin
Well,
because I don't know what else to do. I mean, at one point I talked to a woman in the Netherlands about the Netherlands because I used to live near there,
yeah.
and she called me a gold digger or something. Um,
Thank you, Han.
it wasn't that big. I used to date a girl from well, we'll talk about this later, but with like family and everything in Bloomingdale. So I spent a
Oh,
lot of time in Bloomingdale. I spent Thanksgiving there and
Yeah.
holidays because it was.
That makes more sense now. Okay, I see where this is going.
And she's like, "Oh, you were in the rich section," which yeah, totally.
Yeah. Okay.
Because oh my god, they were all so wealthy.
Yeah. All right. Fair. So okay.
All right, we need to talk about this movie though.
Yeah, we haven't talked a lick about this movie yet.
So, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
It begins with New York City, though I don't think they ever actually call it New York City.
No, but there's one very key scene that Ted liked to point out that
Kevin.
marks it as New York City from a certain time and era,
So there's a or just a shot of New York City.
like opening scene.
Yeah, opening scene of just New York City skyline.
Yeah.
And my first words were, "Hey, it's the Twin Towers." And Kevin here starts dying laughing.
I just because like it in retrospect when you like go look back at an old movie, it's just sort of funny, especially when someone points it out to you and everything, because it brings back like, oh, that terrible tragedy.
Yeah.
There's nothing that's associated with now except for that.
A fun fact about me, I have been in one of the Twin Towers. I'm one of a dwindling number of people who can say that.
Yeah, that's true. That's so true.
Yeah, when I was a child, my parents brought me to New York. It's one of my first memories of went to the observation deck of the Twin Towers, which was an interesting thing because when the September 11th attack happened, I was sick.
Oh yeah.
I was at home in bed, and my parents rushed home. It was a very weird day because I had a very different experience than everyone else did.
Right.
Because me watching The Price is Right or whatever I was watching got interrupted because those also have the news, and I was sick as a dog, and suddenly thousands of people have
I want
died.
to see how much that dresser is worth.
But no, seriously, it was basically that, and then suddenly my grandmother starts freaking out, and my parents get home early,
Oh
and I
yeah.
already have the flu, and I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, what's going on? Like, yeah.
And then it's like, oh, the World Trade says what? It's like, remember when we brought you to New York in that big building? Yeah, that one.
Oh God. I'm just glad I was able to see the Empire State Building before it fell.
I mean, honestly, New York's just a big crater now.
Yeah, I didn't expect. Well, here's the thing about like movies, Ted. I didn't expect for Godzilla and King Kong to both fight in New York and to cause that much destruction. Like the
Yeah,
movies
they're
don't.
making a documentary about that.
Yeah, I know, right?
That seems really insensitive.
Yeah, I mean, who am I to kind of like point a finger at Hollywood and say you're a bunch of terrible people that make things and profit off of other people? But I'm not going to take that back.
No, I'm just gonna say it. Hollywood, you suck.
Yeah, Hollywood, you suck. I shouldn't have tried to tiptoe around that. I agree. But speaking of Hollywood, Ted.
Yeah. So, the news, the media,
Yeah.
presents. I've been listening to a lot of Alex Jones lately.
Ironically.
It's not the word
That's,
for
I
it.
know.
It's
I just like.
but you can see where I'm coming from. That's not the right word for it.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Man, he had a lot to think about the Boogaloo Boys recently. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
But it talks about how there's a crime wave.
Yeah.
And it shows us someone getting pickpocketed and about a dozen young men, after the first wallet was stolen, do transfers to each other.
Yeah.
Which is about right. From what I understand about pickpocketing, you do have at least 6 handoffs.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Now, my main complaint was they didn't riff the leathers.
And can you explain a little bit more about that, Ted?
Sure. So there's actually, I don't know the full details, but there are actually very good ways of kind of, there's no way of me saying this without sounding hilarious. Like massaging a wallet or phone out of a pocket with applying so little pressure that the object just comes out.
Yeah. Okay.
It's called riffing.
Yeah, or like they call that a massage parlor, is like a happy ending.
Kind of an unhappy ending, Kevin.
Well, yeah, you lose your money either way.
An awful beginning.
Awful beginning. Oh yeah, and then
because this is the start of this whole shit.
An awful beginning.
The opposite of a happy ending is an awful beginning.
Okay.
Yeah, but when you riff the leathers, you generally want to have at least 2 handoffs.
Right.
You just really want to get it out of the first hand, and it tends to make very tight-knitted communities of pickpockets.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
which then generally, kind of in a terrible cycle, fall into the same drug habits or anything. It's a very high stress kind of profession.
I could imagine. Yeah.
You have to deal with some weird people if you're doing the money laundering and everything. I mean,
Right. Right.
because you have to, especially in modern days where cash isn't really a thing you have a lot. I mean, you're either using Dunkin' credits, which come on cards, or drachmas,
Yeah. And
or Dogecoin now,
well, yeah.
which you really it's even harder to steal.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
So
every step forward, there's at least 3 steps back, my man.
no, it's anti-theft really is.
I mean, depending on who you are.
I suppose. I mean, I still when the United States still existed, I was still a big proponent of just abolishing paper money
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
because coins, especially if you make them really ornate, either suck to manufacture, so you don't want to do that unless you already have the molds and everything,
Right.
or you'd want to use digital currency,
Yeah.
which gets rid of a lot of these issues.
Yeah. No, I can't disagree with that at
I
all.
own an Australian $5 bill.
Yeah.
And it's made of plastic. It's made of recycled animal fat, and there's literally a part that's see through.
Oh, okay. Nice. All right.
And I was very angry at the United States. Like this exists. Why are we still allowing? It's not even paper. Technically, dollars are made of recycled jeans.
Okay. Right. Right.
It's like why? They're so easy to counterfeit.
Well, Ted, let's not look at the smart and clever way that the now canal esque Australia now operates, but let's focus more on this movie, Ted.
Yes. Yeah. Now they just use canal coins.
Yeah.
Um.
Some reason they're always wet. I don't know why, but here
Look,
we
man.
are.
When you're look, man.
When we got that many canals.
If you're used to being in a desert, having canals everywhere and wet currency is probably a benefit. Frank, let's be honest, Kevin. If all these things are kind of wet and cool constantly, just the ability to rub them on your forehead,
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, that's a fair point.
it's probably a blessing.
You would have at least like 50 on there.
Honestly, given how cold it came in my apartment.
Yeah, actually, you're right. Never mind.
Yeah. Just suppose I had to turn my heat on in my bedroom because I was worried about pipes recently.
Oh God, yes.
And
Okay.
pipes did freeze in my house, but not on my floor. It was not my fault.
Oh, very good.
I was so happy. 'Cause
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, it's 40. All right. So after we hear about the crime wave by the media,
Me.
we eventually see a crime get stopped. A group of assailants attack a news reporter.
And what is this news reporter's name, Ted?
Beats the hell out of me.
All right, April O'Neil.
Thank you.
All right. April O'Neil, who's been reporting this stuff. She's part of the media.
Yeah, channel what, 4?
Channel, yeah, I think Channel 4. I remember that at the ending where it's talked about like, going to Channel 5. Yeah.
She is about to get mugged, purse snapped, and everything.
Yep.
And then suddenly, the light near her gets smashed.
Yes.
And all her assailants get their asses kicked and tied up in, frankly, a comedically short amount of time.
Yeah, it's like 2 seconds. Like almost literally 2 seconds.
And then the police arrive, and everything is good as they see these guys getting tied up and this woman okay. And then we see the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles celebrating their victory.
Right, by saying very quotable and timely phrases there, like radical.
Radical. I don't think they actually ever say radical. I was looking forward to that.
Bodacious.
Bodacious, I think was.
I think it was one.
I just wanted to shout "Cowabunga," but I knew they didn't come to that yet. That happens at the end.
That comes naturally and comes from the best character in the movie.
Yeah, seriously though. Which we're about to meet. They eventually report back to their sensei.
Yeah.
How would you say that in Taekwondo?
Probably Subonim or Kilsonim.
Kilsonim.
Yeah.
What does that mean exactly?
So Kilsonim is like teacher or instructor. Subonim is master, and Kwanjungnim is grandmaster.
Kwanjungnim, Splinter.
Yeah.
Who is just a rat.
Yeah.
In human size, old, and by far the best character. Now, I'm always kind of biased towards the kind of senior mentor characters in movies. I always
Oh
have
yeah,
been.
yeah. I mean, I think they're meant to be kind of looked at in that
Yeah.
way. Yeah.
I mean, I literally model my kind of teaching style off of Hagrid most of the time.
Not bad style.
No, honestly, if someone, I had one kid compared to me Master Iroh at one point when he watched Airbender for the
Oh
first time, and I nearly cried.
yeah, no,
I
that's
was,
sweet.
yeah, be the Iroh in someone else's life.
Yeah, yeah. I agree.
But yeah, they're kind of people I try to be in my current position.
Yeah.
And Splinter is excellent at this. Be
No,
someone's Splinter.
yeah. Hmm. I was gonna say be a Splinter, but that's
Yeah,
that doesn't
be a
have a.
master Splinter.
Be a master Splinter sounds better than be a Splinter to someone.
Because he is not only their martial arts master and everything, but he claims them all as his children.
Yeah, his
And
sons.
yeah, he adopted them, and goddamn it, they're family.
Which I mean, all right. This is just a funny little side note to bring into. I've watched a lot of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like a lot. But one of the movies is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Next Mutation,
Okay,
and there's a female turtle with breasts.
okay, that doesn't bug me as much as it should.
I just thought it was funny.
Yeah. Uh, no, Kevin, I don't want to get that more sidetracked because actually, like Facebook has made a lot of jokes. One of my D&D groups recently has become nothing but porn.
Okay.
But here's the deal: I don't know why there was a joke I missed.
Oh, okay. There was some sort of catalyst, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, it went from once people complaining about D&D dungeons now being handicap accessible to goblin porn, and
Okay.
and I quote our overlord Ben chugging dicks, and I do not get the reference, and I've asked multiple times, and I just got a bunch of porn sent to me, or nearly porn, because technically it doesn't show nipples or vaginas, so it's not porn.
Okay.
It's very strange.
I don't like that at all.
No, I've legitimately, I'm trying to figure out, but it's like, it's either that or can we at least change the name of the group to Lewd Goblin and Drow Pictures or something rather than Chaotic Neutral Memes?
Brazzers.
It's seriously, it's like, what the?
D&D hub.
That would be so much better. Yeah, so I forgot how I was getting this. Anyways, back to the movie.
Critical Role.
Not a fan, and I don't know why.
I can tell you why. But before we get into, we'll get out that later. But I don't know. I don't want to get on the whole thing. I also don't like Critical Role. But going back to
because we both like Adventure Zone.
yeah, it's sort of like this weird kind of thing that just I don't know.
It seems overly done.
Yeah, something more like laid back and simple. It's not even more laid back, but just
No, actually, I understand. More realistic. Like, it feels
yeah,
less. I maybe it's because there's such Hollywood types in Critical Roles. It seems more scripted.
right,
Where even though, um, you know, the Adventure Zone is a lot of media personalities,
right.
it feels more natural,
Feels a little more genuine. Yeah,
genuine. That's a good word for it.
yeah. I would
Like we
say
were talking
that's the
about,
big
like I was
thing.
talking about earlier, like not another D&D podcast,
Yeah.
which is a lot of the college humor folks,
Mm.
and then just a buddy of theirs, and like he doesn't know D&D as much, and like clearly he's not the media professional,
Yeah,
but he's gotten better at role playing as time has gone on. Like they're on their third campaign, he has this really cool character and everything,
right.
and he just feels like, yeah, oh, you got these Hollywood people and this guy who really likes D&D, and I just
And this dude,
or Harmon Quest is another one.
Harmon Quest is a good example. Like the DM is like the dude
Yeah, it's
basically.
like, oh yeah, there's all these random Hollywood people, and this guy from a random live show that just likes D&D running it.
Yeah,
And it's like that.
that's a good way to do it.
Yeah, that element of at least having one person that's consistent in it being just, oh yeah, and I just like D&D.
I also love the Harmon Quest and like well no, this is my time right now, this is my thing, I'm gonna be a coward right now and run away, but it's my thing, it's my story thing, just let me do it. And just like his old goblin friend, like god damn
Harmon
it.
Quest is so fucking good.
Yeah, it's so I love it, it's funny.
All right, back to this movie, which Kevin and I keep getting off on. Like more than normal. I'm looking at the time. It's like in the last 10 minutes we have like 5 sidetracks.
Yeah, but
Okay, so I guess we're gonna lightning round this.
lightning
So
round, okay.
they save woman.
Save woman. Meet Splinter.
Meet Splinter. Splinter's awesome.
Yep. Raphael left his psi with woman.
Yes. Was that on purpose?
That was not on purpose. He did it by mistake. He threw the psi at the light to crash the light.
Yeah, and Splinter says it's just lost forever.
Yeah.
Which, honestly, I think the better thing from Splinter would have been noble sacrifice or something.
Right.
It's like,
more,
no, don't try. It's gone. You did the right thing, though.
Yeah, more in line with like what he would say. Yes, I agree.
Just kind of saying it's gone now is like, that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
If you say it's like noble sacrifice, that's a way better way of putting it.
Yeah, way better way of phrasing it for Raphael. But you get to learn the characters. Michelangelo's the party dude. Donatello does machines. Raphael is cool but cruel, and Leonardo is the leader.
Do we learn this?
Yes.
Do we?
Kind of.
Okay,
so
look,
that's fine.
So,
I'm just putting a lot of references out there that you don't understand, so it's fine.
Yeah, like I said, very little experience with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Except one coworker I had when I was in high school who was obsessed with them and had a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle shower curtain.
I thought you were going to say tattoo for a second.
She had plenty.
Oh, okay.
I thought the shower curtain was weirder.
That's what I mean. Like, I wouldn't have been less weirded out by tattoo, but I mean, shower curtain, yeah.
But it was interesting because early in her life, she became the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle girl.
Yeah.
And like everything, if you start at the right time of your life,
right,
it's stuck with you forever.
Okay. Yeah.
So she's kept getting gifts of anything that had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on them.
Okay.
Which means when she needed a shower curtain, she had one of the turtles.
So
it's like how like all my friends give me soap now.
Oh, okay.
And like it's like I have way too much soap now.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining. Keep it on, guys.
Yeah. No.
But
okay.
it's just like it's now a thing.
And that's like people associate with you basically. Okay, I see what you're saying.
It's like yes, if someone gets me dice or soap, I'm probably gonna be happy about it.
Makes it simple.
Yeah.
But going back now, so women are saved. Raphael is mad because he lost thing. Raphael goes to movie.
Out of like anger.
And that's what I would do if I want to go relax is watch a movie, I guess.
Yeah, you get away from everyone.
You think he went to like a porno theater? Pee Wee Herman style?
I don't know what you mean by that.
Oh, the actor who played Pee Wee Herman? Like, yeah, you know who Pee Wee Herman is.
Yes,
like,
I did not watch any of his stuff, though.
Oh, the movie's great. He's a funny dude. But he went to like a porno theater, and what you do in a porno theater is up to your discretion, I suppose. But he got arrested because apparently he, was pleasuring himself inside of a porno theater, and I guess that's not okay. Like, I don't understand the point. But, you know what I mean? Like, I guess, like, if you're in a strip club, you can't just, like, do that.
You can't.
Yeah, so I guess, like, a porno... then again, like, I don't know. Like, I don't understand then.
I don't know. I've never been to a porno theater.
Yeah, me either. But...
do they even exist anymore?
I don't think so. I think since Pee Wee Herman, they haven't been around, so I don't know.
I'm okay with porno theaters just not being a thing anymore.
Yeah, me too. I would be fine with strip clubs not being a thing either. But that's just me.
I
would be fine without it. I don't need it.
Let me phrase that. I don't think I'll ever go back to a strip club. I've been to a few, and frankly, I thought the experience was...
uncomfortable?
No, like, I went to, like, dance clubs, and I found those significantly more uncomfortable.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess so, yeah.
Like, strip clubs, at least it's... I don't know why. This is going to sound strange. It's almost more honest, like, yes, I am paying you to be this way. Like, this is a transaction we're having. I know it, you know it. I'm going to let me have my fantasy for the next 20 minutes.
My thing is, like, I don't like spending money. Like,
see, that's it, though. It's way overpriced.
Well, God, saying it like that makes you sound like a dirtbag.
Okay, look,
you know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, but like it's also like there's a cuddle cafe in New York where you can spend money to cuddle with somebody.
See, that's another thing I hate too is like this contact via money. Like if I wanna hug somebody, I don't want to have to pay somebody to be
but
hugged.
This is like it's like look, I'm willing to pay X amount of money for sexual thrills, but
not enough for sex. Yeah, so there's a line.
Well, honestly, if they regulated and had trust, never mind. This is a
as we get like into a thing.
But either way, like the thing was like I was okay with it in concept, but I just didn't enjoy it enough.
Okay, in theory, but
it's like
just like communism, okay in theory, but practice wise.
But But it's like, yeah, that I did it. It's like, yeah, but I'm out $200, and I could
Yeah,
be at the end. It's like, okay, great.
could have bought a few drinks for this. More than a few.
Yeah, I could have had a couple of nights on the town for that with
Yeah,
friends and fun,
yeah.
and I would have had way more fun doing that than
I,
buying a lap dance. Like, hey, that was nice.
well, time to hit the dusty trail.
Yeah, it's like really. This might
Yeah.
have been better pre-internet.
Oh, yeah, like when you didn't have the necessary tools available.
Look, before porn was hard to not get,
Yeah, yeah.
strip clubs might have had a place in my life. But now that they are, and like, it's like, I'm horny. Let me type in anything related to that and get way too many
This
images.
is so uncomfortable. I hate this so much. I hate this
Okay, I'll
conversation.
stop.
I hate everything about this. It's terrible. I hate myself. I don't hate you, but well,
I mean,
I
you can
hate
hate
everything about this.
conversation that's
Yeah,
coming out of my mouth.
yeah, I hate that
All right,
conversation.
Kevin, tell me about the next
Okay.
part of Ninja Turtles.
Okay, fine. Freaking prick. All right. So, oh God. All right. So we have our boy Casey Jones, which we meet for the first time.
Yes, who stops some people that were like, or no, like sees
So
Raphael stop being a mugging,
stopping a mugging, yes.
and then like Raphael like throws these guys into the woods or something.
Like Central Park, I
Yeah,
assume it
and
is.
then Casey Jones is like, "All right, time for you guys to learn your lesson," and he's gonna beat the shit out of these guys for their attempted robbery.
Yeah.
And Raphael goes, "No."
Okay. So here's what my understanding of it is. It's like they're like a bunch of kids, basically, right? And they stole, and then Raphael stopped them from stealing and returned the thing. His idea is like, okay, this is pretty much over. Run away. I stopped you. Done. Casey Jones takes out like a baseball bat and gets ready to beat them in the head with it, which could kill them.
It could.
Definitely could.
It also could leave a lesson to not steal.
I mean, does capital punishment work, Ted? Does it decrease crime rate?
This is a very complex issue that I can actually get into, and I'm not sure.
Well, that's what I mean. I'm not sure about that either,
Yeah,
but
that's good. However, on an individual basis, I'd be willing to give it a shot if I was Casey Jones.
vigilante justice, Ted, does not always.
Casey Jones is like this. I mean, I guess this entire.
He's a New Yorker dude, just doing his thing.
Yeah. They get into a fight, Casey Jones and Raphael, which I am a bit disappointed in. To be honest, this was the first time I was disappointed in the Ninja Turtles.
It's not a good fight. Raphael gets like handily defeated.
Yeah, and I would expect the lifelong ninja.
Also a mutant.
Yes, with an armored torso.
Yeah.
Like all of the vitals have a shell.
Yeah, so I would expect like a blunt weapon to be the least effective against like a shell
you'd
turtle
want a
armor.
piercing weapon.
Yeah.
You'd want the rapier. Like you'd want a spear or something.
Yeah, like the one that Shredder had at the end.
Yeah, like that's an actual weapon against a Ninja Turtle.
Yeah, I mean it's almost like he planned that accordingly.
It's either that or you need a big bludgeoning weapon. You don't want a baseball bat. You want a flat out mace.
Yeah, or that that giant Japanese kind of like.
I know exactly what we're talking about. I do not know how to pronounce it.
I don't know either, but it has like the metal rings on it and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, that thing is awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, but like one of those is basically a turtle cracker.
Yeah.
Like you could have.
It's basically like a sledgehammer. It's like a long bat sledgehammer. Yeah, it's just way cooler and better. But yeah, I agree with that entirely. So he gets handily defeated by Mr. Casey Jones. After that, a bunch of nothing really happens for a little while.
There's a lot of that.
There's a lot of that, but it goes into just a little bit more of Shredder and the Foot Clan.
Yes, and basically Shredder is recruiting a bunch of teenagers through gambling, drugs, not even like hard drugs. I mean like cigarettes.
You want menthol or regular?
Yeah. Arcade machines, which I think would probably have been the most effective recruiting method.
I mean, yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, you start them on arcade machines and then get them into the menthols.
You start them on TMNT and then you get them to menthols. I agree.
Yeah. And he talks about how he is the father of this clan.
Right, trying to fill that empty void in their lives with a
they're
family
all
member.
Outcasts and everything.
Yeah. if put in like the right way, I mean, technically you could look at him as the good guy, kind of. He's giving all these like outcasts a home, basically.
It would, yes, if they weren't doing like crimes.
Yeah, they're more like vigilantes, like Casey Jones. Then
If they did the Casey Jones thing, this would have been radically different.
yeah, it would have been.
If they were
Yeah,
like going to drug dealers, smashing them up, and taking their ill-gotten gains to fund their operation, this goes from like them being the bad guys to basically the plot of Blade.
yeah, basically, yeah. You know what? And I would dig that. I'd dig like
That'd be a very different movie, but I'm not complaining.
no, no. So we go through that. We go through how cool Shredder looks, which he looks amazing.
Okay, the outfit for Shredder holds up very well.
Yes, it does.
Now, the Ninja Turtles, I'm actually also saying they held up way better than I thought they would for effects. Now, I am a proponent of practical effects.
Yeah, as am I.
Yeah, I'm just used. I'm not used to. I'm sick of the weird shininess of CGI.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely has its place
It has its
in
place.
movies and everything, but you shouldn't rely on it so hard.
And the Ninja Turtles do have very good practical effects. I'm surprised how well their mouths move. I just wish the dialogue was better.
Well, that was the big thing. Yes, instead of just like every 5 seconds there being like a reference to I don't know, like I think there was like honeymooners references, and I guess which is more relatable back then in like the '90s, but also like Gilligan's Island and like things like that. Just a lot of those
Yeah,
kind of things.
and like I actually got the Gilligan's Island reference.
Yeah,
I enjoyed Gilligan's Island.
yeah, but Ted, there's one reference you didn't get, which I'm surprised about because you wrote a paper about this.
But that comes way later.
It does. It does come way later, but my
I was
disappointment.
No, I'm more disappointed in myself than you were, Kevin.
No, yeah, that's true.
I was weirdly obsessed with the creation of penicillin.
Okay, fair. So we go through that. We introduce the bad guys. But then you get like a scene of Shredder just kind of like watching the television, and it's always that bad guy thing where it's they don't just have like one television; they have like 20, like all stacked in like different locations for some reason. Like I don't understand that.
So
Really?
I've been in a few security rooms,
Okay.
and there's maybe like 4 televisions, and every 6 seconds they just change to a different monitor.
Okay. This is all just the same thing, though.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's not how anything works.
Okay, good. All right. I want to make sure I'm not going insane here.
No, I'm just saying for security purposes, you have those, and the only reason is like even though they change is different, but because there's motion change or so change the your eye catches it.
Right,
So you automatically go, but they change at a certain rate, so you can pretty much always look at one.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, people have spent a lot of money and a lot of time making sure security works.
Makes sense.
But please continue.
All right. So at that point, she's getting on to possibly a lead to the Foot Clan being behind.
Who is she?
April O'Neil. She's a
Yes.
newscaster who is in charge of trying to break the story about the crime wave.
Yes, and she's on the TV. That's important.
That's very important. So she's on the TV. She's trying to break down like the Foot Clan. Something happened similar in Japan that these Japanese immigrants are talking about. Then the Foot Clan tries to silence her with one of my favorite things, where I have a message for you, and he just like slowly puts out his hand, slowly opens it, and just slaps her across the face and shut up, like that. Or shut your mouth, and that was just it. I've never seen that before. Like some weird things with hands in this.
Yeah, there's a lot of hand movements in this that are very strange.
Yeah, very odd and alien.
Considering like the Ninja Turtles have like the wrong number of fingers.
Oh yeah, give me a high 3.
Is that what they say?
Yeah, they say give me a high 3 because they only have 3 fingers.
That's kind of awesome. Actually, I'm glad they do that.
Yeah, I can't even do that. But
you can't do the Vulcan thing.
I can't do the Vulcan thing because I'm not a nerd.
See, I always meant to do this.
Yeah.
A friend of mine, when I did this at one point, then would like yeah and like cry chop, and it still hurts a little.
Isn't it great when friends damage you forever?
Like, he didn't mean to. Like he thought that was what he was supposed to do. Like he legitimately was like when he saw like it hurt me afterwards. He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." I
thought it was like like an opening.
But like he thought that was like what you were supposed to do or something. Like that was the symbol. It's like, no, what are you doing?
That's like a Three Stooges thing. Like
yeah, exactly.
Put in between. Yeah. But we go from there. When that happens, she has Raphael's Sai on her still for whatever reason. She's carrying it around.
I mean, mysterious strangers save your life. You might want to take the token you have.
I guess so. Yeah, don't leave it somewhere we get stolen. But she tries to defend herself. The ninjas knock it out of her hand, and then she is saved by Raphael.
Who is a turtle?
Yeah, who is a turtle? Let's
And
not
also
forget that.
was basically drooling over her on the news.
Well, all the turtles were. They keep on
Yeah.
commenting every 5 seconds about how hot she is.
That is true. Now, Kevin,
Yeah.
we're going to get into uncomfortable territory again.
Okay.
So, we have a term for furry and scaly. Those are terms.
Okay.
Now, what do you call a turtle who likes humans? A skinny?
Chimpy?
A chimpy?
Yeah. Primate. That's the closest I could think of.
A
Like,
primophile? I don't know. You'll like that way less than I thought you would.
I'm trying to like think a sapiest.
It just means you like smart people.
Okay, never mind.
Which was dating a person who claimed to be that, and after she dated me, I wonder if she still makes that.
Fantastic.
You might know her actually. We'll talk about that later.
We'll talk about that later. But one thing, by the way, just sidetrack. I know, but sidetrack here. There's a Sonic game.
Oh God.
Yep. So it's a game where Sonic turns into like a werehog.
Oh yeah, Sonic the Werehog. I've played this.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what I found funny about that was were is human, right?
Yeah.
So it's not he doesn't turn into like a wolf hog.
Yeah, which should be the right term. That
Yeah.
would be what it would be.
No, it would like saying he's a werehog would mean he's a man hog.
Which he already is.
Which he already is because he stands on 2 feet and he's like a human basically. And I just thought that was like the weirdest thing, just like trying to break that down, understandably so.
I mean, it was a marketing thing.
I guess so, but it's just like you couldn't call him like I don't know, a hog wolf or a
Hog
wolf.
wolf actually doesn't sound bad.
Yeah, like that's or
The
like,
wolf hog doesn't sound bad either.
Wolf hog doesn't sound bad at all. Like instead of werewolf because hog wolf or wolf hog or whatever.
Either way, actually doesn't sound bad.
Yeah, so instead of just confusing up the genus of it and then just making it make no sense. But going from that, let's talk about our amphibia hogs. Sorry, were amphibians.
Yeah, it's better.
Yeah, okay. I just got confused with Sonic again, which happens occasionally. But going from that, Raphael saves her. He takes her to their secret hidden base in the sewers because they live in the sewers.
And she wakes up and immediately thinks she's either dead or dreaming, which I thought was the most realistic thing ever.
Yeah, no, I can agree with that. Splinter goes on to explain their backstory, which
I've heard quoted from people almost word for word multiple times in my life.
okay, good.
So how he was, a rat that was already super intelligent.
Well, yeah,
copied his Master Yoshi's moves from his cage.
Yep.
Which the cage is like a bird cage and way too small for the size of a rat.
Well, then again, like a rat could easily squeeze through those bars.
Yeah, it made no sense. I know people who have rats or had rats as pets.
Yeah.
And all of them would have punched this guy in the face, despite him being, a ninja master, because that's animal cruelty.
Pretty much, yes.
It's like there's enough for him to walk around in a circle or roll.
Enough for him to practice martial arts, Ted. Which you need a good amount of room for that. In my experience, you need some room to practice martial arts.
Kevin, would you need more than 10 by 10 feet?
Depends on what I'm doing, but
could you do martial arts in a prison cell?
Yeah, I could practice a form or do stuff in a prison cell. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's basically what this thing was in.
Yeah, basically a prison cell.
It was really bad. I cannot stress how it was just this empty cell. It's where did you even put the water?
I love to think about that just like a little bit here. Like they don't even go for like the rectangular shape or anything. Like a normal every rat would be in like this kind of like rectangular kind of shaped cage.
Yeah, you want the hamster wheel and
something. Like, no, it was just a bird cage that they had like on set, and was like, well, it's a rat cage now.
They didn't even use a real rat though.
Well, to be fair, it's all Muppet and puppet and stuff, and it's hard to make a real rat do martial arts, Ted.
Not if you do it right.
I guess so. Yeah. All
Kevin,
right.
Kevin, Kevin, clone one. You can do it.
Ah,
Transfer your consciousness into several rats. It'll be fine.
that scares me. Though a rat with some sort of human intelligence
I
in it.
mean, it'd be limited by just the size of the brain.
True, but it
You
that
would have to knock out all the survival instincts
I guess so. Yes,
just in Taekwondo.
that kind of replaces some things in a good way, so that's fine. So that's
Some
fine.
in good, some in bad.
Yeah,
They're all just now asexual because you just put out completely the reproductive part.
that saves me a lot of time and effort, so that's fine.
Yeah, so it's probably a good thing, especially when you have an army.
Yeah, exactly. So, going from there, and I've been saying that a lot, but um, we progress forward into the story. April bonds with like all the different turtles
Yeah,
and
she's
everything.
very fast friends with all of them.
Yes. One little mistake that Raphael made was that when he took April to their base, he didn't make sure to cover his tracks that well, and the Foot Clan managed to follow him.
Yes, and they kidnapped Splinter.
Yes. And now Splinter is at the wrath of Shredder, who kind of sounds like he shreds apart, so it's a splinter.
Yeah, and honestly, I keep getting those two confused, like
Oh,
name
Shredder and
wise.
Splinter. Okay, yeah. We'll do Rat and Man.
No, I prefer the confused names over that.
Oh, okay, fine. But
The Ninja Turtles obviously want to recapture their mentor, but decide that their base is compromised, so they go to their new reporter friend's house and just kind of chill there for a little
yeah, they
while.
kind of just like squat.
Yeah, Squatter's right.
Squatter's rights. But
Her boss at one point comes over and tells
with
her to,
with his kid, I should
yeah,
say.
his kid, not her kid.
Not her kid.
At least not to my knowledge.
So the kid's name is Danny, and he's part of this evil gang.
And
So,
because of that, his father knows this now,
well,
and
he knows that he was stealing.
yes, and doesn't want um, crap. What's her name again?
April.
April to investigate, probably to save his son's ass.
Yeah, because like the police chief has been getting on a lot of like kind of hot water. So
Yeah, and
April,
maybe he's a
yeah,
scapegoat.
yeah. So that too. Um,
And the Ninja Turtles are in the same room with them and do an amazing job hiding.
yeah, they're great at being ninjas when the plot calls for it.
Yeah, they're good at being ninjas in the exact sense that they're good at hiding very quickly. They're not good at martial arts.
Yeah, no, no, not particularly. If ninjas were good at puns, they would also not be very good at that either, because all of them are terrible. So
God, if there wasn't a
yeah,
if Kevin, if there wasn't an RPG way too fit for this movie, we'd be doing Ninja Burger next week.
yes. But okay. Anyway, so the Foot Clan finds out where they are. Raphael goes up to the roof because he's angry at.
He's a brooding teen. He's a teenager. He can brood.
He's a brooding teenager that sounds like a 30-year-old man. But he goes up to the roof, and he gets attacked by all the Foot. Like there's like 40 of these dudes on the roof.
In his defense, he does pretty well.
He does pretty well considering that there's like 40 of them. But not even like they don't even bring out the axes yet.
God.
Fellow chucker, eh? So eventually, Raphael crashes through the ceiling onto the ground, and then the giant fight ensues between the Ninja Turtles and the Ninja Clan known as the Foot.
And it's actually a decent battle.
Yeah,
Now, I have one complaint, and that's the assailing ninjas at one point just have a delivery boy come with about half a dozen axes and just distribute them.
yeah,
Because,
as you do.
hey, let's not bring our weapons with us.
No, I mean,
Now, you can say about whether or not you want, in New York City, want one guy to be the smuggler for the big weapons.
right,
Carry a knife on you.
something.
A
Yeah,
Swiss Army knife is better than nothing.
yeah. No, I'll agree with that. Even against like a turtle.
Especially a turtle.
Yeah,
Certainly, you want one of those, like, shucking knives.
yeah. Get them out of the shell.
Yeah, on that
Yeah.
note, there is a shocking large amount of YouTube videos about, like, how to shell a turtle, which
Mm,
I found out through researching soft-shelled turtles, which I thought were the weirdest things in the world for a while.
Right.
And about half of them are nature documentaries, and half of them are how to clean one.
Okay. Um,
I was not happy about that.
Side story. But there's this one person on Twitch who is I think she's like either Korean or Japanese. But what she does is eat animals alive. So she takes things like squid or like
Yeah, that's a
octopus.
Korean thing, I think.
Yeah, and she just like kind of has them like flop onto like the table, and then she just like sprays them with salt and just like slowly eats them from like the head to the tail alive. Um, I find that a little disturbing, and she treats it like a kid show where it's like she sees like the squid like flapping, and she's like, "Oh, what is that thing doing? Oh, what is it? Ah!" And then she's like, "Ah!" Just like eats it alive. Just like it's such a weird like.
I am profoundly uncomfortable. Now,
Yeah.
Kevin, I don't even eat meat.
So you wouldn't feel good about literally eating something that's trying to squirm out of your mouth?
No, actually, one second, Kevin. I was recently given a gift by a student. Hold on.
Okay.
I don't know what to do with this, so if you want it, you can have it.
All right. I'm a little scared, Ted. Oh, yes, I'll take that. Ah, I've been actually wanting to get these. Oh, it's banana though.
It's a lollipop with a scorpion in it.
It's also banana flavor. That's the most like, ah, man. I might still eat this. I don't know. It's banana flavored now. Dude, I hate banana flavored things. We were talking about this before, but banana flavored candy sucks.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely agree.
God damn it. If it was like lemon, I'd be fine.
Yeah, Club and I might have made it.
Yeah.
And just spat out the scorpion.
Oh God. Yeah. You know what? I'll see what I can do.
We can break in half and just eat the scorpion.
I could do that. I'll think about that. I'll report back to this next week.
Kevin, continue narrating the story.
Okay, fine. So Casey Jones happens to see Raphael getting beat up on the roof with his peeping glasses, his binoculars.
Mr. Jones just
Mr. Jones has a conversation
where he hangs out on roofs and spies on people with binoculars, which I guess is what you do when you're a vigilante to see crimes.
And it seems to me, Mr. Jones just has a conversation with Raphael.
And he goes to hell.
Yeah, exactly. He ends up saving the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
As they go through like an escape shaft they have.
Yeah, a secret hidden area that April just has there, whatever.
Yes, and then April brings them to her summer home.
Well, she grew up. She grew up in the old farm, Ted.
Was she still owned?
Yeah, the family. It's owned in the family. Whatever. Fine.
Who pays the taxes on that?
She's a whatever, Ted. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
I just want to know if she like very clearly no one lives here year round.
Yeah, very very clearly that's
and
the
I want
case.
to know how much she has to pay to maintain this.
Oh yeah. Well, that's a good question, but
like there's a certain point where like a coworker of mine has a house in Maine he inherited.
Right.
And up until this year, he made his schedule so he works 4 days a week, and then on the days he has off, he just immediately drives to Maine.
Oh, okay. It's gotta be tough.
He loves it.
All right.
Well, we also get like 10 weeks off a year, so whenever we're off, we just he just immediately goes there.
Nice.
And I feel like when you're spending 10 weeks off automatically, and then your 3-day weekends, half the time you go up there, you're spending a decent amount of time where I get it.
Right. You have to upkeep is important, all that good stuff. Yeah.
If you I can't imagine just owning random bit of property and like whatever this happened to me, kind of happened once.
Yeah.
My original thought was get rid of it as quickly as possible.
Okay. Right. I see what you're saying.
Otherwise, you end up being a member of a church board and everything gets weird. Let's not go down the rabbit hole. Let's go down this rabbit hole just a little bit more. We're almost done. So, going from there, we go into like another long scene of just the turtles kind of reacting to. Well, actually, the funniest part is like Raphael looks dead. We'll just say that he looks dead.
He's like comatose in a tub.
Yeah, okay, look.
Just the way they present it.
Like when they show it, it looks like it's half filled. Like the bath water is half filled with shit, half filled with blood or something.
Right, just because
The
like how the
coloration of
costume, yeah,
everything makes him look like he's been rotting for a month.
yeah, and just like Leonardo just like sitting on a chair just watching him.
Yeah, he's holding a vigil. It just looks like he's dead, and he just wakes up. And apparently, it's only been like a day or two.
And no water on him either, by the way.
Yeah, we were talking about that too. It's like, why is he in a tub? It's like he's a turtle. Does he need to get wet occasionally?
Is that how he heals? Is that how he just like regains his strength as he sits in water?
So now that you bring that up, I just finished the first Percy Jackson book.
Oh yeah. That was a big thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the thing in that. For anyone knowing what I'm wanting to know what I'm listening to now, it's Artemis Fowl.
Ooh, okay. You know what's funny is both those had movies that came out. They were both terrible.
Yeah, I've seen the Percy Jackson one. I actually enjoyed it,
Oh, okay.
but I did not know anything about the franchise.
Right before then, yeah.
Having now listened to the audiobook,
Yeah.
I'm angry at the movie, and I get a lot of the criticism now.
Oh, dude, you should listen to Artemis Fowl and then watch the Artemis Fowl movie. That sucks.
If you show it to me, I'll do it.
Oh, good. oh,
Give it a couple weeks.
I can see that trash again. All right. So besides that, they're on the farm with Casey Jones. They're bonding. They're having a good old fashioned time, and then psychic powers happen. And
Well,
Ted,
first, Raphael wakes up.
yeah, Raphael wakes up from his ship bath,
Which, by the way, he goes from like basically dead to
hungry,
to just fully operational in about 10 minutes,
fully operational.
which
Yes.
is about what a teenager does.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? If this, we're following that logic of the movie. Yes. Yes. That's very apt. So
Yeah, then the psychic powers start.
yeah, and I feel like you should explain this because you are more aware of this than I was. I forgot this even happened.
All right, so I don't remember which Ninja Turtle they are because, frankly, the only distinguishing thing
Leonardo.
Leonardo is so their only distinguishing factor is their headband. Kevin, I'm not colorblind, but I'm not great with colors.
Well, here's the thing you have to remember about all four of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Michelangelo's a party dude. Donatello does machines. Leonardo is a leader, and then Raphael is cool but cruel.
Okay, so Leonardo then
Yep.
is in the woods and meditates for like 8 seconds and has a vision of Master Splinter.
They do like a Jedi mind trick kind of thing.
It's really quick though.
Yeah,
And
it's very
just
fast. Yeah.
Sees him, it's like, oh my god, he's alive.
Yeah, we all think he's alive, dude.
He's like, no, I know, I saw him. And then he leads them all into a ritual around a fire. Where they
Wow.
all concentrate. They don't say on what, by the way.
No, they just say concentrate.
It's like if I was going to say concentrate while meditating, I would assume it means on your breath.
Yeah. 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 Slow your pace of breath down so just you're at peace with yourself and everything.
But yes, then flat out Star Wars happens. The fire turns mostly blue. The bottom,
Mostly blue. Their
the bottom
budget couldn't
is
turn it
still-
fully blue.
Look, you have to throw things into fire to change its color. You need certain chemicals, and
Yeah.
it's really hard to get that into the base of coals.
Yeah.
It's not that hard though. Like if these had one other person just throw it in from the side, it wouldn't have been hard. There was a decent sized opening.
Yeah, it's a very noticeable opening, by the way. But let's not talk about that.
Splinter appears before them and starts talking to them.
Yeah.
Kevin, what does he say?
He says a lot of empty platitudes about
I was gonna put it more or less the same way. I thought you'd have a better thing to play it. Okay, keep going, keep
No,
going.
it's a bunch of empty platitudes. It's like, I knew the mind is the most important thing about being a ninja, not just the physical body, but the mind and the blah 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 blah. I get it. We all get it. And then they just get the gumption to go like, oh, okay, we'll go back and save him now.
I mean, I do feel like confirmation that he's alive.
Yeah. Not,
Probably did a lot for that.
yeah. No, I agree.
And then they do. Now, the one thing I was expecting was a training montage.
Yeah, or something like that.
No, there's
No.
nothing.
Fixing the truck was the training montage.
That's it, though. But
Yeah.
the truck is useful. Don't get me wrong. Having a vehicle is not useless.
No, especially when we got like 4 heavy turtles to transport around.
Yeah, but I was expecting a fighting montage or a
Nope.
meditating montage from
Nope.
like Partner herself, maybe
Nah.
Just a bunch of weightlifting. Like, they could each do in their own style.
No, they're playing trivia.
Really makes no sense to me. Like,
No.
I was expecting some amount of training. Like, oh, we can make better than before.
Nah, who needs that? Um, Once they get back to their base, they find out that Danny, the guy who ratted them out in the beginning, is there. And Danny's been having a change of heart because he's been talking to Master Splinter, and Master Splinter has been slowly working him over, sort of like Batman getting captured by like a bunch of criminals and everything, just using mind tricks on a young child to get him to betray Shredder.
Sure.
I mean, yeah,
I want to hear more of your like take on this movie, so please go on.
okay, fine.
Because I would have never described it in those terms.
Okay. So, Shredder, after taking in this young man and providing him a home and family, uh,
It's betrayed.
is betrayed by him. Sort of like a Cain and Abel sort of story. But we get from there, and Tatsuk, the main second in command,
The
lieutenant, the bald man, other than the turtles, gets told to kill the rat while they go and take care of the turtles here.
Yes.
Shredder himself, personally.
And of course, the arch traitor
Yeah.
goes and
The Benedict Arnold of this
yes.
story.
Crap, what's he do next, Kevin?
All right, so Danny gets followed by Casey Jones, who follows him there, and then
Oh, that's right.
yeah,
Well, Danny was with the Ninja Turtles briefly,
yeah, very briefly.
leaves them, goes Shredder, is followed by Casey Jones because Casey Jones was sleeping in the truck because he doesn't want to sleep in a sewer.
Yeah, because he's claustrophobic, which he thinks that he likes men. That's a joke in there.
Yeah, it doesn't age well.
No, not especially.
It's like the Palladium books where homosexuality is in the insanity chart.
Yeah, along with claustrophobia.
Yeah, literally.
Works
Yeah,
out well.
there's the Palladium books where if you have a near-death experiences, then you like
You could be gay.
you could be gay or a pedophile when you wake up.
Oh, that's terrible, Ted.
Yeah, I know. That got a lot of criticism. Trust me.
Should.
It's
God.
like, all those things were like, oh yes, you got shot several times and watched your family members, and now you like boys. Oh, Palladium.
Oh,
Please
Palladium.
change.
Yeah.
God, I'm glad you changed from that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of which, where's our Eric Wujik picture?
Oh, it's over here.
Okay, as long as we have these pictures to guide us.
Yep. And yeah. Sad I share a name with that man. All right, so
Oh, trust me, we're gonna have a lot about him next week.
oh god. Okay. Anyways, we go into the final confrontation.
So we find out a bit more about Splinter and Shredder's
Yep.
backstory.
Yep. How Shredder was the man who killed Splinter's master, who he learned martial arts from.
Over
And
like some love quarrel.
yeah, some love quarrel. Like yeah. Some love quarrel that happened during that time, and then Splinter got out from his cage and scratched his face, and then Shredder cut off one of his ears. Yeah, which he's really good at. I would assume he just like killed the rat and just managed to barely slice off one of its ears, but
Look,
whatever.
Have you ever watched chess boxing?
Yeah.
Okay. Adrenaline's pumping. You just kill the former friend of yours,
Yeah. Okay.
and you're not at 100%.
Oh, okay. Right.
And there's a rat that just attacked you, and you make a swing at it, and you nicked it. You have two options: get the fuck out of there, or make sure this rat is dead.
You know, fair enough. Okay. When you put it like that, Ted, everything makes sense to me.
Yeah, chess boxing. It's chess boxing is a game of whose nerves get riled the most, and they mess up in chess. I feel like that's kind of similar. It's like, your nerves are riled at that point. You're not going to make the optimal move.
Right. No, I agree with
Yeah,
that.
if you ever watch chess boxing, they use radically different strategies if they're good at it.
Okay. Right.
You don't use a Queen's Gambit, which I think is now a Netflix show because I keep hearing people say that.
Yep. It is a Netflix show.
You do that. You now instead use the Sicilian Dragon. You use different openings.
Oh, okay. Maybe Scholars Mate.
you're way more like defensive and conservative
Right.
when you're playing chess boxing because it's whoever blinks first.
Yeah. Okay.
I spent a lot of time dissecting chess boxing, Kevin. I made a Fate Accelerate character. He might be a professional chess boxer.
Nice. I like that a lot. Um, we get into the final fight between Shredder and the Turtles.
And it's awful. Look, it goes on way too long. The ending's great. It
The ending's
crescendos
good.
well.
Yeah.
However, I feel like it could have been over in 5 minutes. Or sorry, 5 seconds.
Yeah.
If the turtles decided, hey, what if we all attack him at once?
Well, that wouldn't be fair.
Apparently, they're ninjas, the assassins, are really big into honorable combat.
Yeah. And I feel that's every Hollywood ninja, basically.
Yeah, look, if you go historically, ninjas are very good at, interesting enough, like stabbing people in the back and being loyal to whoever hired them.
Yeah.
Like, they're not traitors, but they're sneaky sons of bitches.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Like, they have a different type of honor. They're not one-on-one combatants. They are, yes, but I said I'd help, and I'm going to keep my word if it kills me. That's what ninjas did. This is not what they do.
That's what ninjas do. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I feel like the whole, like, I feel like ninjas are wrongly portrayed a lot of time, and I feel like it's a shame because what they were was really cool.
Yeah,
It's not even like the whole, like, oh yeah, we're misrepresenting culture. Like, yeah, but you're missing something cool, guys.
Right.
It's not what you're
making it less cool than it
yeah,
was.
It's you're just marketing it wrong.
On the other hand, like pirates are much cooler than they should be. I think
We can have a big debate about that because pirates were kind of
they're interesting. I'm just saying fiction, like especially like Blackbeard, which I know real pirate, but we can't just brush the entire pirate genre and say they're all like Blackbeard because that's a one in a million kind of guy.
No, but they were like interesting because like they had charters they all signed up for, and it was relatively democratic, where like you elected offices, and compared to being a Navy worker, it was way better paid and treatment and all this.
Yeah, Monkey D. Luffy would agree. Okay, we can talk about that later as well. But one thing to go from that too is that Shredder just demolishes these guys. Like the turtles have no chance.
It's legitimately stupid, and much like chess boxing, it only changes when Shredder gets riled.
Yeah, you get into his brain a little bit there.
Yeah, because basically Splinter just fucking appears.
He's a ninja.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
He's a Grandmaster Ninja.
And basically says, yeah, I'm the one who scarred your face, dumbass, and I'm here to get revenge for my master and all this jazz. And that does get into Shredder's head.
Yes, it does.
And rather than do the flashy, slick, and effective moves, just like charges.
Yeah, like an idiot. Just charges at somebody at the edge of a building.
Yes, with a spear.
Yeah.
And who's not like holding the spear to be cautious or anything, just two-handing it, grasping it near the front with one hand. And of course, Shredder.
Worst choice.
Shredder takes out some nunchucks.
Splinter,
sorry. And just takes the nunchucks, wraps it around the spear, and just dangles Shredder over the building, and starts talking about pointless platitudes.
Well, pointless platitudes, like, and also kind of like threatening him a little bit, but like, you'll experience something worse than death. And he doesn't get to finish what he's saying because what I love is that Shredder doesn't even just bother to listen to him. He just takes out like a blade from behind his back and tries to stab him.
Which, honestly, out of every villain, is like something I would do. It's like, yo, good, I'm glad you're not just listening.
Yeah, just like listening and waiting and hoping for the best.
However, Master Ninja saw this coming.
Yeah.
Probably fairly telegraphed. I mean, you have to move your arm in very specific ways to do that.
Yeah.
Dodges, and then Shredder falls into the back of a dump truck, and Casey Jones impresses him.
And this was highlighted earlier in the film where Casey Jones is not disagreeing with murder.
Yeah, Casey Jones is not a merciful man.
No, he's not.
Yes, and
as every hockey player is not.
Exactly. Splinter reveals that it's worse to die without honor than to just die.
Yeah.
And honestly, being compressed with the literal trash, not exactly an honorable way to die.
No. Can't wait. So there is that.
Yes, and of course, most of the Ninja Clan has already been turned over by Casey Jones because clearly Shredder isn't really like a father or anything.
Um, sure. If you want to say it like that. I mean, provide like a home, video games, and cigarettes. So everything a father should provide a child. But if we want to argue semantics here, that's fine. Yes,
Kevin, I
Seb?
try not to make fun of your dad on this. I really try not to.
Everyone likes you though, Ted. So my whole family likes you. So I think you're okay as long as you don't say something too bad.
Why do you keep saying bad things about fathers?
I don't. I just make jokes. Except not about mothers, because one of those people can kill me and one of the others can't.
That is very true. I
Yeah.
understand that.
All right.
Okay, so I have a friend who really likes my parents. He's a bit older than me. But,
Right.
He was actually one of my teachers in like middle school and such.
Mm.
I haven't talked to him forever, but still. But it was always kind of funny because I would make a "your mama" joke, and then he'd be like, "Yeah, your mama's a nice person because I like her too much to make fun of her."
I like that.
Yeah,
I like that too.
every time it's like I would feel bad if I made a joke.
Oh, by the way, Ted, I have a joke for you.
Okay,
An Irishman walks into a bar.
that sounds like an anti-joke I would say. No, actually, to be precise, this is an anti-joke I do say occasionally. An Irishman walks into a bar. He's an alcoholic and is destroying his family.
A priest, a rabbi, and a Muslim man walk into a bar. They have a nice conversation, and then they go back, and the all three of them abstain from drinking.
Yep. A horse walks into a bar. It starts panicking because it doesn't know why it's inside. I love anti-jokes.
Oh, they're great.
Yes, and then they kind of celebrate.
Yeah, with
Pizza.
and a very famous phrase, Ted.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so a subplot. It's like
The subplot is they're trying to find their catchphrase.
Yes, actually, I'm really kind of mad at myself for getting this because this was probably the best part of the movie.
Well, other than the other part of the movie that we all loved.
Yeah, Splinter's just every part of the best parts of this movie.
True.
And they're all going through like radical, rhombus, Euclidean,
Donatello, because he does machines, is saying that.
yeah, extraterrestrial. And then Splinter goes, "I have always enjoyed cowabunga," and they all agree to it. And all
Cowabunga! Yeah,
that was probably like the best individual moment of the movie.
I'll agree with that. Yeah.
Splinter, honestly, I wish he got more screen time other than being like held up and tortured.
Splinter is the glue that held this film together.
He was really the best part.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah, Splinter's just like, I don't know how to put this. Like, he's what I wish Yoda was.
Like a little, like, well, I like Yoda a lot, though.
Oh, I love Yoda.
Yeah.
This is a very big compliment to
Okay,
Splinter.
gotcha.
He's just a little bit more down to earth.
Oh, all right, I see what you're saying.
He's up there and knows. I gotta stop fiddling with your. There's like a charging block with a two prongs that go in and out, and I can't stop fiddling with them.
That's all right, it's fine. Yeah.
But yeah, Splinter's just a little bit more grounded, a little bit more towards the earth and everything, and I just find that very nice.
Yeah, no, I agree. One thing we have to bring up as well before we give a rating for this film is the wonderful score at the end.
Oh my god, this was so. Look, I have not been this happy since Addams Family.
Addams Family.
So there is a song called Turtle Power.
Yes. And this Turtle Power song is probably the best part of the film.
It is so good. And like it's a pop song and they spell out turtle.
Yeah. See.
Let me do some. Wow, it's already 3.
Yeah.
All right, here. Let me get up Turtle Power. By the way, it's one of the 3 songs these rap duo of partners in crime.
Spelled.
Kryme.
Yep. Obviously.
Have made, and now my phone is not accepting your Wi-Fi for some reason.
Suffice to say, the song is good.
It is hilarious. It is another credit song. I'm a little bit disappointed it did not have an animation or video or something like the Addams Family did.
Well, I'm sure that it probably does have an animation somewhere. I do not doubt that whatsoever.
Now, apparently, this is also the unfinished version. But
yeah.
we did some research on it afterwards. This song was way too popular for what it was.
Well, top the charts in
The
England.
UK
Yeah.
for 4 weeks straight.
Yes.
It was #2 in Europe.
Yep.
Weirdly enough, it did like excellent in basically every English-speaking British colony.
Yeah. Australia, New Zealand.
America did okay.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Did not do nearly as well in America as the other places. Interesting enough, like there was some changes in the UK version. Ninja was taken out of the song and replaced with Hero.
As you do.
And apparently in live performances, they changed it so the song doesn't mention Raphael being the leader.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which he kind of is the heart of
The story.
this movie, so I kind of...
He's the most interesting character because everyone else is sort of like a blank slate.
Yeah, he's the only one with characterization, I'd say.
Michelangelo's a party dude.
He orders the pizza, right?
Yeah. He doesn't pay him the full amount because he's late. Party dude.
That is the fact that he does not want anchovies on his pizza might be the most characteristic this guy gets.
And he's a fellow checker, eh?
I forgot he said that.
Yeah.
Now Kevin actually judged the martial arts.
Yes.
And he said they were overly flashy, but the kicks were okay.
Yep.
Now Kevin here is proficient in nunchucks, but he's not what he'd refer to as a chucker.
No, I'm not a chucker. I'm more of a kicker than a chucker.
Yeah. And a bow staff is his preferred weapon, which...
Yeah, weapon of choice.
Which one uses that?
Donatello. Purple Man.
Which one does he
Does
use?
machines.
Okay.
Smart one.
Oh, well, Kevin, there we go.
There we go. Take that.
Did that factor into your choice of weapons at all when you were younger?
No, honestly, no. I just always preferred like spears, or that's also what I prefer in Dark Souls as well. Anything with like a reach and you can kind of just stab at.
No, I get that completely.
Yeah.
In Dark Souls especially, early on, spears are like good for just learning the ropes.
Exactly.
And even then, they're not bad when you after you learn them either.
No, it could be a pretty solid build.
Yeah, no, I mean, don't get me wrong, I prefer, well, Great Scythe or Zweihander are just my two favorite weapons in Dark Souls 1.
Yeah,
And in Dark Souls 3, it's the Farron swords.
Ah, yes.
But they're also like that game's version of the Great Scythe.
Basically, yes.
Because the Scythe kind of got nerfed, and it's like, ooh, I got these Farron great swords. Let me swing around in circles and kill shit. Whee! Whee! It's so fun.
Ted, what would you rate the, I would say, arguably best Ninja Turtle movie?
6 slices of pizza out of 8.
Oh, okay. 6 out of 8.
Yeah, I think I may have sounded down and didn't like give it full attention. I actually did quite enjoy this movie. Now I did kind of contextualize that and like what it was, and the fact that some of the humor did just go over my head. I'll admit that, and
yeah,
that might have been really fun at the time, but it just wasn't made for me, so I'm not going to really count that against the movie at all.
Fair.
And it's enjoyable in its own right. While the martial arts sequences are not realistic, they are enjoyable. The characters, while not like sympathetic or anything, like I didn't really feel compelled by them at an individual level.
No,
are interesting enough to keep me going.
Yeah.
Splinter's just great.
Yep, Splinter is the best boy.
Yeah, Splinter is the best boy. I hope that's on the credits. He's a good boy.
Yeah, Splinter's a good boy. He's a good rat.
Now, if the jokes that I did get were funnier,
yeah, you would rate this higher.
Yeah, I really feel like the main thing is like their comedy could have been better.
Yeah,
like the effects were good for what it was. I'm not going to mock the plot too much because they were trying to be true to formula and they were kind of going off the cartoony stuff. And it has Saturday morning cartoon feel.
Yeah, there's definitely that. I agree.
Which I enjoy. I miss that part of my life where there was a certain emotion or like story that you associate with that part of your life.
Right. No,
and
I
definitely filled that.
Yeah.
It just could have had better puns. Could have had more characterization for the turtles.
Yeah, better puns, better one-liners, better everything character-wise, better.
Yeah, really the two missing pieces are the characterization of the turtles.
Yeah, and I'll echo your thoughts as well. I'll say pretty much the same thing. I gave it a 6 out of 8. I personally feel I like the second movie more, but we'll get there.
Kevin, I have RPGs for all of the Ninja Turtle movies. Frankly, I am down for any Ninja Turtle movie. Anytime you pick one of these, my life becomes way easier.
That's fair. Okay. But thank you everybody for listening. We hope you all have a very, very nice day and night, whatever and whenever you're listening to this. Yeah, and we'll see you all next time.
Hopefully, Kevin will have eaten a scorpion.
If it wasn't banana flavored, Ted, I would have eaten it already.
I understand, Kevin. I understand.
See you, everybody.
See ya. Fuck bananas.
Agreed.